Welcome back to the Metro Detroit Poker Series. I am your host, Terry Prince, and beside me today I have three-time champion, including a Tournament of Champions victory from the wild card position, Aaron Lane.
Hello, Terry. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the invite. Let's see some good poker and have a good time.
Today we've got the 2022 Spring Poker Open. This is our only rebuy event of the season. We had 57 players in this one, with a whopping 24 rebuys and 48 add-ons for a $6,040 prize pool. A very large pot today for these 10 players here at the final table. We'll get the introductions out of the way first. In seat number 1, Cam Patel. Seat number 2, Mark Peterson. This I think is his third final table. In seat number 3, Rich Solte. Seat number 4, yours truly, Terry Prince. Seat number 5, no relation to Miami Vice, Don Johnson. Seat number 6, also a regular now at these final tables, Bob Williamson. Seat number 7, our official paper products supplier, the Metro Detroit Poker Series, Ken Moore. Seat number 8, Gary Gualtieri. And in seat number 9, Joel Asuncion. And we round out this final table in seat number 10, making his TV debut, I believe, Mark Aller.
It's a tough group, Terry. I mean, a bunch of solid players, no doubt about it.
Here's our starting chip counts. Gary and Terry have the lead at $125K. Mark Aller has his work cut out for him with $20K and a wide range in between. There's Ken and Rich and Bob all in the 70,000 range, so Terry and Gary both have a pretty good lead on the next group, and then the bottom group in the 30s have their work cut out for them as well.
Yeah, I agree. They're going to have to make some moves pretty quick with the blinds.
Yep. Blinds are 5,000, 10,000. This being our rebuy event, the blinds went up quicker, and there's a whole lot more chips on the table than normal. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in today's action.
Yeah, it should be exciting. Everyone, like I said, they're all a bunch of tight players, good, solid players.
Terry looks down at King Deuce offsuit, throws him into the muck. Goes all the way around to Gary, looking down at 2 black queens.
That's a good way to start your final table right there. Hopefully you can play them properly.
We'll see. He's thinking about it, what to do here, as he's shuffling his queens back and forth.
Looking around, like no one knows he has it, right?
He's trying to figure out what chip stacks he's got behind him, what kind of a bet to make. Finally he reaches for chips. Makes it 50,000 to go.
Bunch of guys getting out of the way.
All the way around to Rich in the big blind with ace-jack offsuit.
It's a good spot there.
Could get interesting. Rich goes all in. I can't say I'm surprised there.
No, I can't either.
Gary quickly calls and flips over his queens. He's in really good shape here. Rich has just got the ace as a single overcard. Here comes our flop. 3-10 king, 2 diamonds. That doesn't help anybody.
We could use that queen.
8 of diamonds, then a king on the river. Gives Gary 2 pair and puts Rich out in the very first hand of the final table in 10th place. He collected a bounty along the way for $227.
Well, making a final table, even if you're the first one out that fast, it's pretty impressive.
Blinds now up to 7,500 and 15,000, so that didn't take long.
A couple nice starting hands right there.
Mark looks down at King, Queen of Hearts, goes all in for his last 20,000.
I don't see the ace-2 coming along too much, do you?
I wouldn't think so. And he finally throws it in him up. Well, Terry looks down at King, Queen of Clubs.
Let's see here. We got suited connectors on both players. Let's see how they play it out.
Got the same hand, so I'd say for 20,000, Terry being a chip leader, he comes along, and he does. Everybody folds around to Gary with ace-3 of clubs. At 7,515,000, this is not a large raise. Gary does fold it. I'm a little surprised.
So am I. Well, you never know with Gary. He's all over the place.
Joel makes the 5,000 chip call with 9 something. And here we go. Terry and Mark have the same hand, just different suits. They both pick up top pair.
Is it the first one to make a move big here, or what are you thinking?
Well, Terry's got a backdoor flush draw. Terry goes all in on Joel, and Joel folds. So now we're going to see that everybody's got the same hand, and it's going to be a chop.
Move along.
So Terry and Mark split up Joel's 20,000.
That's right. Exactly. Split the blind, right?
And Gary's 7,500, and we go along to the next hand.
Gary's like, wake me up when it's my turn. So we got 75-15.
Yep. Still at that level. Cam looks down at 6 deuce offsuit.
It's not looking too great, huh?
With a gun, that's going to go in the muck. Ace 6 for Mark. He goes all in as well for 24,000. Fold around the bend. Back to Joel. He's on small blind with Jack 10 offsuit. Again, it's that small, 9,000 chip raise in this case. He's only got to put in 17,000 chips. But Joel doesn't have a very large stack right now either.
He's looking to maybe knock a person out.
He's thinking about it.
Sure is. He's pretty deliberate in his thought process.
Jack 10 is the pocket rockets killer. Not that we've got pocket rockets here, but that's that one hand that you can make so many hands out of. If it was suited, it'd be even better, but that's still only like a 3% bump in the overall odds.
You always feel a little better when it's suited. You got the suited connectors.
He's still thinking about it. He's taking a long time to think this one out.
I don't know what's going through his mind right now.
Well, he does have Mark behind him still to act. So he's got to consider that. The Mark's on a short stack too, so looks like Joel's got about 20,000 sitting in front of him still. A couple of stacks of pinks. 500 chips each. He is really taking a long time on this. I am surprised.
Can I call clock from here, or is that not legal?
He finally folds. And Mark looks down at King 7s of spades and makes the call from the big blind. Again, that's only a 9,000 chip raise from there, so kind of a given. Really getting a big discount coming from the big. But his cards are live. Yeah, the first card off the deck is the ace. And 2 of them. Mark's looking really good now.
That should just about do it,
That did do it, yep. Mark was drawn to runner, and he didn't get it, so that's going to do it. Mark's going to pull, Mark P, I guess we got 2 battle of Marks there. Mark P is going to take this one down and double up through Mark O. A little extra donation from Joel's small blind. Pretty good. Pretty fortuitous that he got out of the way with that Jack 10 because he wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Nope. Got a little more trouble.
So we got Joel on the button now. Mark P will be first to act. Looks down at
9 something.
9 something. Into the muck it goes. Terry has Doyle Brunson and folds that. Round to Gary. 10-5 says no thank you for dime store. Joel has King 4 offsuit. Looks like he's going to put it in. And he does for 20,500. Mark O's all in the small blind. mostly in the small blind. He had 7,500. He only had 10,000 left, so he put it all in. And Cam at Jack 6 of hearts only has to call 5,000 chips here. So.
Yeah, the chance of taking out 2 seems like he would come along and just see a flop.
Yeah, it's suited. They figure they got to be live. I'm not sure what took him so long to call, but he did finally call. So we got a 51,000 chips in the pot. 2 players at risk. Cam's got them both covered. We set up the side pots here. It's pretty simple, guys. Mark only had 10,000 to start with, so there's a 30,000 chip main pot. The rest goes in the side. It's pretty basic.
Well, maybe when you're sitting at the table, you should have helped them out right there, Terry.
I think that's what I was doing when you see I was pointing around.
I saw it, but they weren't listening to you.
So here's our flop, 5-7 Jack. Mark O picks up a pair.
There's that king.
Cam got a bigger pair, and the king comes on the turn, and Joel does win the hand, more than doubles up, and takes Mark Aller out at the same time in 9th place. Picks up $175 for his efforts.
Nothing wrong with that payday.
We have a dead button situation now. We just took out the button, so Joel's going to deal again. Terry will be first to act. Jack 7. Sure that's going to go in the muck, so as he looks at him.
I would hope so.
Well, you would play those.
I would. I don't know. Maybe Jack 9. Jack 7's a little distant. Well, they say you can't win a hand if you're not in the hand.
You also can't lose all your chips if you're not in the hand.
That's true. Old school, new school, different schools of thought, right?
There you go. Now all the way around to the small blind. Cam looks down at Ace King, puts it all in, 52,500. Mark P looks down at Queen 4 offsuit. I would have to say that's probably going to get folded.
I would agree.
He's in the big for 15,000. Another 37,000 chips to call. I don't think so. Puts it in the muck. Cam takes down 67,000 chips. Now we've got Don from the small blind. Bob in the big blind. Ken will be first to act with pocket 6s.
It's a good, nice little start hand in early position, though. It's a lot of players behind you.
Yeah, that's a tough hand to play in early position. A limp would certainly not be unusual play here. But then again, putting out a raise kind of shows that you might actually have something.
Yeah, there's, again, 2 schools of thought. I think I would try to limp in and see if I can get lucky. That's just me. I'm sitting on the sidelines.
He took the raise, so he puts it all in for 62,000. And it folds around to Mark with King Jack offsuit.
Again, it's not that bad of a call to see one.
But that's a pretty good bet. 62.5, the average stack only around 80,000. So, it's a pretty good sized bet. Now it comes down to Terry with K9. King 9 of spades.
Spades, all right.
And into the tank he goes. Do you do your job as a chip leader and make the loose call here? Nope. Folds it. Would have been a coin flip. Don looks at ace 4. From the small blind, it's a 55,000 chip raise to him. He doesn't have that much, so he caps it. Goes all in for less. Bob looks down at King Jack of hearts.
Now what are your thoughts on the King Jack of hearts?
Well, we've had 2 kings already folded, so
Well, we know that.
the kings aren't looking too good right now.
But if you
Mark
didn't know,
folded King Jack, Terry folded King 9, so again, with a 47,000 chip raise, Bob says nope and gets out of the way. So Don's going to be at risk here, slightly behind, 60-40. Split up the pots. Ken's going to get a rebate. And we'll see a flop. I think Ken probably breathing a little sigh of relief knowing he's only got to dodge the 1 overcard instead of 2.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful. And only 1 other player instead of 2.
And there's the Case King right in the window. All those kings that got folded in the very first card off is the Case King. Don hits a pair of fours. So he picked up a couple more outs.
Fives and sixes will take it, right?
Yep. The 6s hold up. Ken takes down the pot. And Don goes out in 8th place for a $195 payday. Blinds are up now, 10,000, 20,000. Down to 7-handed. Joel first act, Jack Deuce of Hearts.
Slammed it down pretty hard.
He didn't care for that hand too much,
Not at all.
Mark looks down at ace 10. Says, what the heck? Goes all in, 34,000. King 5 for Terry, that's a no.
No, yeah, I don't see Terry playing that too often.
Bob also folds. Ken looks down at a 3 and a something else, throws them away. Gary has 9-4. Banker's hours.
Depends on what bank you go to. Mine says open to 6.
Lucky you.
That's just how it is.
What to do? He's in the big blind for 20,000. It's only a 14,000 chip raise. He's got a big stack.
But bad cards.
But it's only 14,000.
They're still bad cards.
Asks for a count.
Maybe Gary's just looking for that little extra TV time, you know?
Maybe double checks. They didn't
Did they
change.
Exactly.
What the hell?
Exactly. We'll think the same thing.
The crying call. There it is. And right off the gets a 9 and a 4 for 2 pair.
Poor Gary.
All that work, and he manages to take it down. Takes Mark out in 7th place, $230. Gary, what took you so long?
Yeah, I think he holds classes on how to play 9-4. He teaches them every other Thursday, I believe. Gary's like a sheep in wolf's clothing over there.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that guy.
Yeah, like I said, it's a tough table all the way around. There's no gimmies here.
Nope. All these players have been here before. Cam looks down at ace 8 under the gun.
I can't see his chip stack. What's he sitting on over there? Any idea?
Well, he wasn't short going in. I think he's in decent shape. But I can see, looks like he's got a half a stack of blues over there. So into the muck they go. King 10 for Terry.
What is Terry thinking right now, do we think? What is in his head?
Makes it 50,000 to go.
Bob beat him in the pot, I think.
Ace 7, yeah. Gary looked down at King Jack offsuit. He can come along, and Terry would be actually 3rd best hand here. I think Terry's probably thinking, why the hell did I play that hand?
I think Gary's thinking, man, I wish I had 9-4 again.
Gary finally folds. Joel folds his 6-3, and we're going to see Terry quickly calls the Bob's all in, and Terry finds out he's behind. Picks up no draws.
Man.
Ace on the river was just insult to injury.
That's all it was.
And Bob's going to get a double up here through Terry.
I'm sure Terry's just so mad inside right now. I know how that guy is.
Try to make a loose play, and
You don't make too many loose plays, Terry. If that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure the viewers out there know.
got to change up the game once in a while. In this case, it didn't work out. Counting out the stacks. Terry had Bob well covered, so that wasn't a problem. But he's got to figure out what the total is. toss him some blue chips and move on our way to the next hand.
Hopefully we can move along pretty quick.
Seems like there's some question about what the count is.
We need like maybe a financial guy or a tax accountant guy to maybe count those.
I don't know, maybe. There we go. Finally got the right count, and there's the blue chips into the pot. On to the next hand we go. Still at 10-20 blinds. Terry looks down at King Queen this time. Should I try that trick again? Oh, goes all in with it instead.
That's a little aggressive.
Bob's not coming along with 3 deuce. Ken folds Dolly Parton, 9-5. There's your Jack 9. Gary throws that in the muck. Joel goes all in with 5-3.
You know something we don't know?
I don't know. Maybe he knows what the hole cards are gonna, what the board cards are gonna be. Cam looks down at ace 10 and really has a decision to make here in the big blind. I think Terry's got him covered, so it's like, do I want to risk it with ace 10, knowing that not only did he go all in, but then Joel shoved after him, for less, but still.
It's tough when you gotta beat 2 other people.
And again, Terry's thinking, what the hell did I get myself into?
It's tough to make this decision, but that's why you move along, right?
Cam's looking for a count. I think he's got Terry covered. He finally folds them. Face up at that. And
Terry's breathing a sigh of relief right now.
yep. Ace could have burned him again, and Joel's like, well, at least my cards are alive. Oh, and the king right off the bat again. And a queen. Terry picks up 2 pair, and Joel's in bad shape.
It's all over now.
So that time the play worked out. Terry takes Joel out in 6th place, $285 payday.
Next time I see Joel, I'm going to ask him, what were you thinking on that 5-3? I mean, he's a great player, so who am I to question him, right?
Yeah, that was... I know he was low. He's been fighting the low stack all day, so... I figured his cards were live. They were.
Yeah, they were live, all right.
Until they weren't.
Joel, I'm giving you all the credit in the world. You're a good player. I'm just going to ask you. So it's my own personal knowledge.
Gary looks down at ace 9 here. Goes a raise for $60,000. Cam looks down at ace queen. This could get interesting. Puts it all in for $42,000. And Terry looks down at ace 8. So lots of aces out here today. The ace 8, dead man's hand, goes into the muck. King 5 into the muck. King rag into the muck. Here we go. Ace 9 versus ace queen. Cam's at risk with the better hand. Again, Gary's going to get an 18,000 chip rebate. Makes the pot right. Cam finds out he's in pretty good shape. 5, 8, 7. Rainbow. No help to nobody. 6 gives Gary a straight.
Out of nowhere.
Cam picked up a queen for a pair. Didn't help.
What's that old
makes
saying?
a straight. You had the 9-4. You got 2 pair. You had a 9 here. Made a straight out of it.
That 9 is his good friend. They say you'd rather be lucky than good.
Yep. Well, there you go.
You gotta have some luck in these tournaments. I mean, no matter how good you are, you gotta catch a break or two.
You absolutely do. You gotta win some coin flips. And you can see our updated chips counts. Gary's in the lead with 192. Bob's got 147. Terry close behind him with 142. Ken has some catching up to do, but still has some chips to play with at 66. Of course, our blinds now up to 15 and 30, so that's really only 2 big blinds, which is definitely short stacked.
Yeah, he's gonna have to.
In fact, the whole table is short stacked for what it's worth. Gary looks down at queen 9. Four-handed, there's going to be a lot more playable hands here.
He's got his 9 again, suited.
Yeah, that 9's been his power card, so there he goes, raises to 60,000. Jack 5 into the muck for Terry. Motown, doesn't want to play it.
Bob wakes up with a nice, big slick there.
He goes all in over the top, and Ken looks down at the hammer, 7 deuce. So I'm already in for 1 blind, and I only got 2, so he puts it all in, and Gary folds. So Bob's going to get a little bit of Gary's money on the raise. And then match up, Ken had 51,000 at this point. So 153,000 chip pot. Would definitely make Ken healthy if he pulls this off, but he's a 2-to-1 dog right now with that 7 deuce.
Gonna give Bob a lot of power.
Yep. He was a chip leader to begin. No, Gary was a chip leader.
It was relatively close.
Yeah. So Bob gets his rebate, and Ken shows his 7 deuce against ace king. So we got one of the best starting hands against one of the worst.
If not the worst, right?
Ace in the window again. Puts Ken in a world of hurt. Needs runner. No, he got a club.
One
He's
more
got some
club.
outs. Oh, the 9 is no help. 9 of hearts.
4-card flush, 4-card straight.
Bob takes it down. Takes Ken out in 4th place. He also collected a bounty along the way, so $582. Definitely a good payday for 4th. Blind's still at 15 and 30. Gary looks down at a couple of cards. We don't know what. His stack is too big and in front of his camera. Terry looks down at Queen 8 of spades. From the small blind.
Thinking how much?
I gotta figure it's worth at least a call. Makes it 60,000 to go. Which is a min raise, really. Bob makes the call. See a flop. 10, 4, 5, 2 diamonds. Nobody's got diamonds. Bob's ahead here, but Terry's first to act.
I might be thinking, can I hit a 3 here?
Terry checks. Bob checks behind. We haven't seen any checking at this final table, have we?
No, not at all.
Well, here we are, 3-handed. We finally see some checking. Goes all the way down to the end, and Terry checks. Bob's going to take it down. Everybody got scared. Nobody got anything. This might have been a hand where first bet wins.
I agree, 100%. Make a little move, but it's easy sitting here looking.
Absolutely. So again, Gary's chip stack in the way. We don't see what he's got. He's first to
You
act.
think that's on purpose? You think Gary doesn't want us people watching?
No, he just doesn't realize it. Terry goes all in with ace 3. Small blind again. Bob has jack 7 in the big. Makes the call, looks like. Puts out more chips. Terry's ahead. We're going to see a flop. Jack 7 hearts versus ace 3. Gets 8, 7, and a king. That 7's not going to help Terry's cause any.
It sure isn't.
2 of hearts. Looking for an ace. No ace. Queen of spades. Means Bob is going to take that hand down, take Terry out in 3rd place. Also collected a bounty, $817.
Another nice payday.
Yep.
Take the wife and kids out for a nice dinner.
Definitely for 2nd place or 3rd place.
Yeah.
Better payday than many of our first places throughout the year. This rebuy event has always got big money in it.
Oh yeah, everyone comes to play and they bring a little extra money, including myself.
So here we are, heads up now. So they just call the blinds and see a 5, 8, 9 flop, 2 hearts. We don't know what Gary's got. You see Bob's got a gut shot draw.
Yeah, Bob says, give me a 10.
And backdoor flush draw.
Or a jack.
And catches a jack for top pair. He bets out 60,000. Gary folds quickly. Bob takes down his first hand of heads-up action. Lines up now, 20,000, 40,000. Gary goes all in. Bob calls. King 3 versus Jack 10. Pretty even.
There's a 3. There's another 3, right?
Yep. Couple of 3s for Gary. Catches trips on the flop. And those low cards have been magic for Gary. First the 9s, now the trays.
I think divisible by 3 here. He likes 6s next, you thinking?
Maybe. We'll have to see. But boy, well, I mean, 3 3s, they add up to 9.
There you go. See?
Gary doubles up. Bob had a monster stack. You see all those blue chips, so.
Gary's like, let me get 2 more double ups and see what can happen.
Yep, so here we go. Line's still at 2040. Bob on, or Gary on the button with 8-7. Makes a call. King deuce. Bob goes all in. Gary just says okay. And here we go. So King deuce versus 8-7. Relatively close.
Yeah, Bob's got a small advantage.
42-57. That's going to do it.
Gary concedes there with the...
Gary does not catch. He goes out in second place for $1,160. And our Spring Poker Open champion today, Bob Williamson, $1,932 for first with a bounty. Big payday.
Nice. Congratulations to Bob, Gary, the whole final table. Well played, I thought.
Yep. Big stacks, big blinds, big payouts. For Aaron, I'm Terry. So long from the Metro Detroit Poker Series. We'll see you next time.